that for the Chen, who's pretty happy with it. So between Chen and Visage, you'll get a ton of auras. This is a little bit of the scary part for Apex Genesis, is that Beastmaster can do auras, but it's often a little delayed because he typically wants like Arcane Boots, Ags, and then he can go for the pipe
Yeah.
potentially or Crimson Guard. But kind of also wants a blink if you want him to be the initiator, which he sort of needs to do this game. Like maybe you have Invoker, but maybe you need this blink roar, right? And that means your auras are coming quite late. These supports don't really build a bunch. You'll see like the solar crest from them, but
Yeah, we saw yesterday when Fade got his offlane Beastmaster, he had a really fast Aghanim Scepter, but he did have a Mirana who was bringing like some early auras to the team. You don't necessarily have that this time. Is Big Num actually might just be giving up first blood here. They're going to do their best to back away, but Skem, he walked way too far forward, and it's going to go to Yamson instead. Hellscream trying to chase down this Dark Willow. They don't have the damage, and it's now 2 kills for the Enchantress instead.
that is not at all how I thought that was going to go.
Did he take over the Treant, by the way? I think he did.
Maybe, because I saw they were trying to body block with the Treant. I don't know if that was just Tomato Yamato here, or maybe he shared control. Maybe they just didn't expect everyone else to be hiding in the trees, and they just took a really aggressive path. But yeah, that led to Skem actually being the first blood. And I thought maybe it's still okay if you at least get the death toll kill. But they didn't even get the death toll kill, and now you're showing up to lane with no mana. Although I guess because so many heroes there, he does have 7 stick charges, which is actually quite a lot. But still, no kills for that, and in fact, you lose 2. That's a pretty rough start.
And that's a great win there for Apex. We'll see if they can transition this into anything useful in the lanes. Of course, level 1 mid lane, Yopaj is going to get as many denies as he wants. It's just the nature of the Tiny. But it gets a little bit easier as he gets more levels on the Invokers. This hero has so much damage scaling.
Yamson picking up both kills means he actually just straight up bought a Bracer in this lane. And in the draft, we were talking about, okay, Enchantress can be a very squishy hero versus some of this magic. You know, maybe you're looking to kill her, get those death toll kills. Well, now you got to go through an extra Bracer of health. That's like 1 extra soul assumption you're forced to cast to try to kill her. So that can make a really big difference.
He's like learning that as they trade there. He's like, dude, this Enchantress has as much health as I do.
Tanky. Yeah.
And it's, Batrider, for those of you who don't know, I think you told me this, has like the highest base HP in the game of any hero or something.
He's definitely up there. I forget who's the highest.
It's like it's like base HP, not including the strength, right? It's like his regular starting HP without strength is actually absurdly high compared to most heroes in Dota.
I'll double check real quick. Analyst job.
Yeah. I don't know if it's definitely not the highest starting HP of all heroes, but he is very high HP for compared to the majority of heroes in Dota. It's pretty cool. Top lane, Big Num and Skem just having a good time, duking it out. Mid lane, things getting a little bit easier for Wish as he's gotten a few more levels here in the Cold Snap. Still has Tornado at the ready to try and secure some last hits, and that's exactly what he does. Unfortunate high ground miss there, but Yopaj, he's still fine. He's got a couple bottle charges.
Batrider. So there's actually quite a few heroes above him, like about 10, but they're all melee. So he's the highest ranged starting strength at 25. So pretty tanky. But yeah, with that Bracer, equally tanky on the Enchantress. Gotta be careful. There's a lot of napalm stacks on him. But I guess there's a lot of quill sprays going the other way too, so both sides just gonna back off. Should get the Lotus for Yamson, it's really important to get this. Visages actually really want the Lotus just because it costs so much mana to spam out soul assumptions. So you see them buy a bunch of mangoes, buy the wands, but you try to get the Lotus as well because that's another, free soul assumption. They might be looking at Samson in the bottom lane. I think with that Lotus, he's not okay.
Soul assumption from
actually
downtown.
has it in the backpack. Oh, I thought he was gonna be fine because you could heal him, but yeah, unfortunate on that one. Maybe didn't expect them to make a go of it right there when the lane's pushing in.
You know, I
All
feel like
right.
the Lotus should not be on the Enchantress, personally.
Me too. But maybe just hadn't had a chance to pass it over yet. I don't know. Unfortunate. That's gonna be the first death toll kill over to the Visage.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire are
Mid lane is going okay for the Invoker. Tiny still winning the CS battle at the moment, which, again, not super surprising. He obviously has the pick to see the Invoker first and, you know, feels comfortable with the matchup. I think for the most part, the Invoker is... If it doesn't get, like, completely bodied in the first few levels, it's still going to have the impact that we want this game, which is being able to kind of chase and punish this Nature's Prophet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
very
dude.
annoying with the EMP right now.
Wish's high ground missed like every single auto attack against the Tiny when he cold snaps him.
Sometimes you get unlucky. The nice thing about hitting these EMPs is that you're not too scared of ever being killed if the Tiny doesn't have
that's
spells.
A nice kill. Wait, is this 2 kills actually?
2.
It is. Whoa.
It's a very nice find.
Maybe they just got caught off guard by Nasal Goo. Did he not have it at level 3? That's the only thing I can think.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm not sure there, but I saw a mana burn creep. Maybe they lost mana in the middle of the attempt, and a lot of the damage from... Wait, he's just TPing straight in.
They
Maybe
can
a
do a
dive here?
lot of damage here. Up to 3
Nature's
Nasal
is
Goo.
coming.
Okay, Nature's is going to help out a lot. Plus Yopaj, the Avalanche, the Toss. They get one more attack. They're going to be able to take down the Visage. They force 4 heroes into the bottom lane. Yopaj, does he have another spell to cancel the TP? No, he's out. Okay, I mean, that I think is decent for Shopify just because it's Nature's Prophet rotating where he can just go right back to his lane.
Mm-hmm.
But this does give some space to the Invoker, and now Visage has to, you know, walk of shame back to his lane, which is going to take him a minute.
Are fortified.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think he even had a soul assumption onto the Bristle, so I don't think he got a death toll, any gold from that either. I guess it did help Tiny, who's just never has any mana in the mid lane. Oh, speaking of which, actually, they're diving Yopaj in the mid lane.
He doesn't have any health, bro. He's dead. That's an amplified damage pick up there for Wish. Turns it into a kill onto the Tiny. That is fantastic. As now, I mean, Invoker with that rotations to the bottom lane and now this solo kill mid.
Tower is under attack.
He's chilling. I guess kind of solo kill. The Dark Willow helped, but he is going to have plenty of space now as they're going to be able to grab this mid tower. The amplified damage and the catapult still standing. No one from Shopify able to help defend this, and
Middle tower.
not really what you expected. Invoker taking mid tower at 6 minutes, but Yopaj goes top, takes down Fade in the process. So they are finding things on the map, which is quite nice.
Yeah, both teams interested in restricting the enemy's map. I mean, I guess that's generically true, but... Oh, Scam in the mid lane. Gonna fall here. Another kill for Wish. They're rotating in, see what they can find. Looks like it's gonna be Yamson. Although maybe with this tornado save.
I mean, it
Never
takes a
mind.
long time to kill him, but you got the magic damage, so not too bad. I mean, again, it's a 1-for-1 overall and a much bigger rotation from Shopify, right?
Yeah, I think, again, it's like sort of okay because it's the natures. Though in this particular case, he actually doesn't have his TPs. He's going to drop by home to heal up and then show back up to the top lane where Wish is actually already up here looking for Skem. Going to find him near the tier 2. Can he make his way to safety? Yeah, it looks like he should be okay.
A lot of bonus armor from the tower there, so he's going to be just fine. I like that Fade has used this moment to try and push super aggressively top lane. Like, anytime the Nature's Prophet leaves his lane, he is
Is under attack.
trying to bring down this tier 1 tower, and he's very close to getting it at this point.
Yeah, we actually see Nature's had a lot of denies. He was having a good time in the lane. Oh, Invoker,
That's a
toss
big
back.
kill. So Invoker, he's gonna need some space, but in comes Yamato. Tornado comes out. Wish, not gonna escape. Kill goes to the Nature's Prophet again. So Shopify, just the gank squad right now, they're not even like, who cares lane? Just kill heroes.
Yeah, the only downside is Death Toll is not involved in that. I think they would like the plays to be bottom if possible, but for now, just kind of responding to what Apex Genesis is doing. I mean, you take kills where you can get them. But if they can eventually make the plays more towards the bottom lane, that would be ideal. But it is a bristleback, and that's kind of tough. But maybe not for Apex Genesis, where Invoker's down here once again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Scouts the Visage.
The EMP doing a lot of work, but it's not a ton of damage quite yet. He's still pretty low level. I think for Wish, I like his build. I think we've seen this a lot on these types of Invokers, especially against heroes like Nature's Prophet, where you just go the stats. You're going to buy yourself treads. You're going to get yourself double Wraithband into the Witchblade, and you are going to run at this Nature's Prophet in the mid game. And it will cause a lot of problems for this hero because he can't reliably escape ever against an Invoker. You have to just kind of stand your ground and hope that you get some help. You have the Chen heal, which does work a little bit, but if they are rotating towards the Nature's Prophet rather than the Nature's Prophet being able to rotate into Apex for like pickoffs, I think Apex will end up pulling really far ahead in this game.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it's also nice to have the Hurricane Pike versus the Sprout, or just to get away from like a Bat Rider running at you, and to tank you up for some of this magic burst from like the tiny combo, right? I'm sure we'll see Conda later. So just getting some extra health to make sure you're not instantly deleted in a fight. Big stacks here for Fade. Should help him out with his Ags timing, which he was having a little bit of a slow start. I'd say he's mostly recovered off of some of these rotations and being able to take some of these early towers.
They are closing in on the Blink Daggers here. About 200 away. Oh, should get it unless Bat Rider takes any of these. Okay, he doesn't. All right, so there we go. Yopaj, another quick Blink Dagger. I think we saw yesterday he had an 11-minute Blink. Gets it again. So if he's able to start snowballing off his tiny, making space, finding kills, I think that's his best case scenario for Shopify.
Radiant
He's really good at playing around his Blink Dagger. So we'll see bottom lane. Oh, what a Bramble. Beautifully caught. Good drop on the Familiar. The Tornado not coming out. There's the EMP to get some damage in. A Skem's going to TP to safety. I don't know if they saw the Tiny. They didn't. So they're going to actually smoke up on the side of Shopify and try and surprise them instead. Did you have a good ward here, though?
They should have seen those illusions just spawn.
Ooh, they're going to grab Yamsun, but he's kind of tanky, the Pavis. He's going to survive. This is where that, like, 2 kills at the beginning of the game make a huge difference. He's got as much net worth as the Visage. He's just taking a tower.
Yeah, he's a tanky Enchantress this game. Earlier than you might expect. So in the end, they, again, still don't really find much for Shopify Rebellion. That was the Blink reveal as well. So Apex Genesis will know to be careful of that going forward. And it's another tier 1 tower. So to get back to that point, like, restricting the map versus these aura lineups is very helpful because they want to be doing that to you, close you out. The Bristle who just wants to like farm a bunch of stacks, Beastmaster wants to farm a bunch of stacks, right? If you don't have access to all your camps, now all your farming heroes, their timings get massively delayed. But if they're the ones opening up the map, now you have extra space to farm while you're still working on your auras, trying to get things going, and you're supposed to be winning at this time. So this is a really good spot for Apex Genesis. You've got to find some kills, because Death Toll is kind of ridiculous that if you start just getting a couple kills, you're just kind of like back in it. Again, not with his team for this, though.
Yeah. Ooh, dude, no way Bignum gets out of this, right? Okay, yeah, tree toss from downtown, Yopaj. Will secure the kill. Aghanim Scepter done on the Bristle. All right, that's a good timing. Where are we on the Witchblade for that Invoker? I think that's the big one that I'm also looking for, as well as the Aghanim Scepter on your
About
Beastmaster.
250 for the recipe.
I feel like Beastmaster's got to be close to his Ags as well. Amaterasu in the bottom lane. They are coming through the Twin Gate, but I don't know if they're going to make it in time. The roar into the Sunstrike. He's gone. Now you just got to dodge this. They see them behind the smoke. They're going to run for the hills, baby. They want nothing to do with this. They'll get the D ward. Hellscream obviously knew about that from the last gank. That's not bad.
That kill did give Fade enough for the Aghanims, though, of course, he used Roar for it, so he'll have to wait a little bit
Bottom tower is under
before he
attack.
has that again.
Yamson. Smokes pops. He's not going to go up there.
He was thinking about the
hoping for
Wisdom
the
Rune
wisdom.
invade.
Yeah.
But too scary.
There's a big old stacky here. Just tosses in the Chen. Why not? Hellscream's going to help clean it up once. Just like what we keep seeing from these two. They're doing a decent job at trying to keep the Tiny and the Nature's Prophet in this game, but my gosh, this Visage has nothing.
Yeah, I think... So I know the lane was tough, right? Bat Rider, Enchantress, especially after Enchantress got the 2 first kills, and maybe that's the point you really look back on. It's like, wow, that lane was way harder than it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to get free kills on this Enchantress, and that was totally taken out. So to be fair to him, he was given a rough start from that team play at the beginning. But I also feel like, I don't know if it's him who needs to join his team or his team who needs to make plays down here, but I really feel like you have to find kills with the Visage for the death toll. That's how we see Visages either snowball from a strong start or recover off a bad start. We'll see if we can make it here for this Enchantress.
Okay, yeah, they bring enough this time. Wrath of Nature to secure the kill. Something typical that we see a lot with Beastmaster teams is the pre-15-minute Roshan, so they do manage to grab it right before it was going to shift to the Dire side, so Aegis will be on that Beastmaster for now. The Roar just catches the Chen. That's a freebie. Again, no chance of surviving the damage from this guy, and that will defend the mid tower. Well, maybe. They still
Ironwood
get it with
Treant, too
Never
good.
mind. I was like, oh, it's just a catapult, but never mind. There's an Ironwood Treant there.
Might as well be 3 catapults. Do you think it'd be too crazy to bring back the days where you could control catapults with Chen and Enchantress?
Too good, man. Those were ridiculous. You would just take the enemy catapult and instantly take the lane.
Despite them having the Aegis, looks like it's Shopify who's clearing up a couple towers here for themselves. Though maybe really just equalizing it since they'd already lost their tier 1s earlier.
Dire's top tower.
If they can get this top tier 2, I don't think it's that bad. They've still got the catapult here. Samson can tank this a decent amount, and if Enchantress brings like a creep or 2, should be doable. Fade will just tank the tower, try and clean up the creep wave. All right, they got it. There comes the fort. But they'll just come back in, finish this one off. All right.
Yeah, I don't think you're interested in directly fighting, not only because they have the Aegis, but if you imagine a Visage having a better game and maybe Beastmaster a little bit of a worse game, he is going Ags Blink. He just finished the Blink now. We'll see if he can get a surprise kill with it. Oh, wait. Smoke on smoke just broke right next to each other.
Oh, close, yeah. I think that's a shield. Was that a shield rune on Dark Willow, though? That, like, had just expired or something? It might have been.
I'm not sure. I want to make my point, but it looks like they're about to fight.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. They're going to jump in. Avalanche toss. Fades needs the roar, but it's just going to be the Aegis, I think, that gets claimed here unless they can give us... Oh, they accidentally barriered the Hawk instead of the hero. Oh, that hurts. Fade would have lived.
That is unfortunate, but I guess that's kind of what the Aegis is for, keep you alive.
Oh, okay.
Gets a free 100 gold on the familiar.
I mean, you could still go for like a Blink Roar play, but there is the lasso
Dire are scanning.
at the ready. Wish here, Invis, but they've got sentries placed. They get the D ward. Very nice from Yamsun.
Bottom, it's a haste rune for, it looks like Tiny should get there in time.
Ooh, Toss up onto the high ground. Enchantress kind of in a rough spot. Lassoed really far back. Gonna take him a bit. They should be able to clean this up, no problem. And they do. Yopaj now gonna pop the haze with no enchant available. Can't get this dispelled, so he's just gonna look for more. Avalanche up onto the high ground. Fade's just gonna pop the roar. The Terrorize is there, the Bramble, but the guy just runs away thanks to that haste rune. You can't actually stay on him, and they're just going to continue to chase Samson here in somewhat aggressively. The hairball did a lot of work. They're so clumped up, and now Invoker just gets free reign to do whatever he wants to this Nature's Prophet, but they finally turn it around. They find the kill. Yamato trying to get to safety. The hairball continues to slow up these heroes, and Samson gets himself his third, the triple kill of the fight, looking for Hellscream. Does he get the blink out? They might have the damage. No, okay. TP's to Fountain.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tiny staying alive thanks to that haste, but his team not so fortunate to get out of there. And this is where the Visage, finally back to that original point, Visage with a better game and a couple death toll kills already has the pipe, which would have lined up with the blink Ags timing of the Beastmaster, and that heavily reduces what damage the Beastmaster can do, and you're happy to fight into it. They managed to find a couple smaller pickoffs before Apex Genesis really grouped up, but you see once they're actually clumped up right now, you just can't deal with the damage from the Ags on the Beastmaster, or the Bristleback for that matter. And this is... I was talking about the aura difference, like, oh, Shopify Rebellion builds auras, the other team doesn't, so you should have an advantage. But those auras aren't out yet because your heroes were struggling from the laning stage. Now, at some point, you will finish those auras, and that might be the turning point for Shopify. So they may need to just slow down the game a little bit, finish up the pipe, finish up some kind of armor item for the Bristleback. Looks like Greaves is in the works on the Chen, and that might start helping you out. But right now, there's just an overwhelming amount of damage, physical and magic, coming from Apex Genesis.
I will say the hairball actually owned that fight as well. The instant 2 Nasal Goose stacks and an AoE when they clumped up like that, the whole team had to just disengage, and they couldn't. So it was a really cool pickup from Sammy early in this game, just grabbing that shard. Speaking of shards, both teams finished up the Tormentors, so one goes to the Dark Willow. Who got it for Shopify? Was it? It is the Chen. Okay, nice.
That will be pretty solid, actually, because you upgrade the level of the creeps.
Oh, they've got the Tiny. He has an in. I was like, for some reason it looked like he went invis there. I was very confused, but that is plenty of damage. Well played from Fade. Bottom lane. Wish is gonna find Skemp. Okay, that's not fair, bro. Leave him alone. This is the Invoker we've been seeing more and more. Just such a cool pick-off hero.
Yeah, the Quas Wex change to him, or the Ghost Walk change to him, really helped this hero out. It's just such a quality of life change to be able to run around the map, set your spells up so that you can find these ganks. You essentially have an extra spell when you pop out for these ganks compared to what you used to, and it just makes him so much more effective at finding, especially supports, right, who just... Oh man, you know, you're so poor. You have no way to remove Cold Snap or get away from the Ice Wall. It's a tough life if the Invoker's having a good game.
They're smoked up on Shopify here, looking for maybe a wraparound. I think they saw them moving into the triangle there. What's our cooldown on this roar? Well, they're going to get a nice toss back on Fade into the lasso. Yamson's trying to get in range, but they can't do it. The roar does come out. A Terrorize hits the backline, but here comes the Bristleback once again, just trying to lay down into Yopaj. That hairball hitting a lot of heroes here on the backside. Invoker's just got Scam's number. Again, takes down the Chen. They're going to grab the Tiny as now Yamato has to TP to safety, but they got the Bramble on top. 3 heroes about to fall, and maybe more as Hellscream gets caught from the tornado. He's got no way out. Sammy, well, I guess he could just fly over the wall, but is Sammy going to stop? I doubt it. Bristleback into the enemy base, pops the Bloodstone, lets the Quills fly, and the Sunstrike on the mark to just continue the chase. Now looking for the Visage. He's going to be able to drop the Familiars, buy himself a moment of time, but it is it, baby. This base belongs to Apex.
They threw everything at that Beastmaster. Managed to kill him. The roar comes out, but not enough, right? He wants to be a little healthier so that you can actually heal off of it. But they do finish it up. But that means you were just ignoring the bristleback, who was getting those quill sprays going along with that hairball. I think I saw Tiny had like 12 quill sprays on him, right?
Yeah.
So even though it's a 4v5, they realize, you know what? We've got so many quills, we can just go. Like, just send me in, stand behind me, guys. That's exactly what they do, all the way to the
roar.
fountain.
Instantly deletes the Chen again. They do not care. They just want any advantage they can get to try and close out this mid lane of Barracks here. They get this and back away. That is really good for Apex. They just got a couple more attacks. The hairball's out to try and slow up the chase from Shopify. Ice wall to disengage as well, and that's it. Apex cracked the high ground at 23 minutes and are now up 14,000 gold.
Things are looking very good for them right now. Roche will respawn in 50 seconds, so I think you just hold the map. You just got a ton of money from taking the base in that fight, right? So spend your money, reset, get this next Roche, and that should enable you to just run it down to finish this this tier 2, last tier 2, open up the barracks. Maybe you want to fight, you just end the game. Now they're going to try. Shopify Rebellion are smoking down here.
Roar's up.
I mean,
man.
this is
One
kind of your
second.
last chance. You need to get a winning fight here.
So this skin might be baiting them. It's actually baiting them super hard because Roche isn't up. Apex figured that out and they left. They are now setting up on the other side of the map through the Twin Gate for the dire side Roshan, which the real question is, well, no, they're smoking back across the map that way. So they're trying to find anything. They only see the Nature's Prophet, which if you find the Nature's Prophet,
Coming
he does
back to
not
the
have
mid lane.
buyback. He's coming into the mid lane. They know this is about to be a Blink Roar, and this could
They've
just
got
be
him.
curtains for Shopify. The Blink Roar is out. The Sunstrike on the money. Nature's Prophet goes down for 50 seconds. And they say, screw Roche. Pings the top tower. Let's end this. He gets the Greater Treant, and this is a much stronger one from the Enchant as well. Invoker here at the bottom side just to maybe cancel some TPs.
That's exactly the plan.
Just gonna sit here in Invis.
They're going straight tier 4s.
They're gonna try and TP out. Look at this Greater Treant, dude. It's
Told you,
solar
you would
crested.
steal him.
It has
You would
bonus
steal
50
him.
damage. Look at this thing. It just
Betrayed by the
reshot
trees.
range barracks. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, they tried to get a tier 2 tower and lost an entire lane of racks in that time thanks to the Greater Treant.
Could have been a game too. Wish was looking to cancel TPs, but obviously you can't go too crazy 1v4, otherwise you'd just feed. So he isn't able to get anyone, but if you do cancel some of those key ones like the Tiny, Apex might have just won right there.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised he backed off as much as he did, but if they put like a sentry to scout, it's very easy for them to kill him, so they end up getting what they want.
You're already winning. You don't really need to make that play. It's just like a cool play, but if you didn't do that and you just get pushed back to Roche, right, you'd still be in a good spot. So I think
Yeah.
taking the safe road, not feeding away your mid invoker, right? That's a good call from them. And they still, right, they get the Aegis. This has been a cool play, right? The reason they get Tomato in the mid lane is because you tried to contest Roche, you realize, oh, they went through the gate already, you know, they're going to get it on the nighttime, quickly shove out the lanes, right? But they didn't. They actually smoked to the mid lane, and that's what caught him off guard and allowed for that whole sequence of events.
So we're now up 17,000 on the side of Apex. Let's look at the items that we've picked up since then, right? So Yamsun's almost got a Hurricane Pike. Oh, he does have a Hurricane Pike. My apologies. Fade's BKB is on the Courier. Wish going for the Parasma, which he also has on Courier. So these are some massive damage boost items. We've been seeing Wish specifically target the Chen in the back line, like just ghost walking past the team fight, finding the Chen and just deleting him. And it's just going to get so much worse now that the Parasma is done. It amplifies so much of this hero's damage output.
All right, last lane here. If you get Mega'd, it will pretty much be the end of the game.
Well, that Treant's about to be given to the enemy team. The toss back into the lasso. This is, of course, your best bet. But the Roar ends up just deleting the Tiny. And that Treant, well, it's getting the work here. Sammy seems borderline unkillable with this newly completed AC, just sitting so aggressive on the front line. The barriers come out from his team as well. And Yeah, you dropped him to about a third of his health, but with the banner down, they get back to work on the racks. Samson, very close. I mean, who do you toss back? Is it the bristleback again?
He's got Aegis.
I mean, that's it. That's Mega Creeps. They're gonna just pop the Aegis, but the damage is done. Can you stop the push is the question. Sammy playing really aggressive on the bristleback, and Amaterasu gets deleted by Yamsun, as well as the Invoker tossed into the fountain. He's gonna pop the BKB and the Bloodstone. Here come the Quills, baby. Can you escape? I don't think so. Sammy just trying to heal as much as he can through it. Doing a little two-ham. He's gone. So maybe Apex, you might want to back out of this one. Bramble's out. It's going to find the Tiny. He's actually kind of low. Big Dome wants to go in with the Bedlam. Does he have the damage?
He has no buyback on that Tiny.
He's dead, actually. Very worth it. Like you said, no buyback. They're going to go back into the game here on the Visage, but Wish doing some work. The Fate TP's in with a roar. Catches the Nature's Prophet, and the rest of the team nowhere to be found. That's going to be GG. Game 1 going to Apex Genesis.
As you get to that end situation, you kind of do need a toss back to have a chance, but I don't know if it can.
Interesting. But here we go. We're going to jump into game number 2 now for Shopify versus Apex Genesis here, and well, that's weird. He has the Kid Invoker portrait at the top, but he managed to switch his hero at the last second, so he's actually not Kid Invoker. That's very weird.
I've never seen that. This is the tech I want to learn from the pros.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
See if the first bloods happen again. You know, actually, I forgot. It looked like Shopify Rebellion was going to get that first blood, actually, at the start of that last time. So if they can do the same stuff, get another kill, or get a kill this time, I mean, that would get you off on the right start. We see first bloods make such a big impact nowadays.
30 seconds to battle.
Early ward by the Twin Gate on the bottom right side by the Dire. I think the idea there is that Timbersaw does typically like to be left alone, and versus this Treant, like once a couple trees are cut, I think you feel very safe about leaving Timber. That frees up Dark Willow to potentially go through that Twin Gate, show up bottom, try to help out there. So kind of a cool idea to already scout it out.
I actually really like that. That's true. All right, well, another 2-for-2 trade on the bounties this time, and the mid lane, we'll see if Yopaj can do a little bit better this time around versus Wish. Wish has opted for EMP at level 1 as opposed to the Cold Snap. He went Cold Snap last time to help secure the first blood, so this should actually help him the first couple of waves, but overall, should still be a lot of denies coming out from the Tiny in the first wave or two. I feel like this Treant is going to have a hard time.
Yeah, I think you focus on healing, and you just heal up Wind Ranger, focus on pulls, stacks, and maybe do one of your own rotations. There's not as many trees in the side lanes as there used to be. It used to be pretty hard to cut everything, and you could approach either from the left or the right, but nowadays it's pretty sparse, especially versus a Timber.
Yeah.
So it's tough to walk in. Yeah, and like they'll bully your Wind Ranger as a response, but you just keep trying to like heal her with Leech Seed and Living Armor.
Nice body blocks bottom here, getting a lot of damage into the Snapfire. Generally just a lot of harassment coming out in these lanes, but not really stopping them from farming too much, except the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster has been completely pushed off the wave. He is sitting at 1 CS, mostly just because of the threat of this Crystal Maiden as well. There's just a lot of damage from these two, plus the Treant as well, just constantly running at him. So Fade's struggling, not going to have as good a start as he did in the last game, but
I'm kind of surprised it's that bad, but it is still early, and it looks like the lane's pushing, so maybe it'll start to recover in a moment here. This did kind of happen last game too, and the Invoker came and helped him out, so...
Yeah, that's true. He got some space is what ended up happening, right? The other lane started to struggle, and they started having to rotate the Nature's Prophet to help, and he just got that time to kind of go farm the lane and push and get as much as he could during that, you know, 20 to 30 seconds even. It's not even that much time because Nature's Prophet can TP back so quickly, but another body block coming out from that Nature's Prophet, which is causing a lot of problems. And there's going to be first blood topside for Amaterasu on this Timber, taking down the Treant Protector. Kind of an inevitable death, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just annoying. Playing the Treant versus Timbersaw, it's a very rough laning stage. Like a lore counter.
Yeah.
What can you possibly do?
It's like this guy literally murders your kind.
Yeah, you're a tree. He's a tree cutter. It just what can be done?
You just gotta hope for the best, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you typically just like don't engage. That's why you see him barely approach the lane. Like that's what you do. You just pull and drag creeps if you know you can avoid the lane into the Timbersaw. Yeah, we see he's gonna go for like another half pull here. Like this is all you do. There's no playing the lane.
Sammy's at least getting a decent amount of space to farm. Wish, yeah. Chasing down Yopaj here. He did bottle the water rune, has a fairy fire, so he shouldn't die. Yeah, it does get a good amount of damage and sticks onto the Tiny here. EMP, trying to body block. He has to outrun this, but he's also looking for a...
I don't know about that.
I was going to say maybe a toss back, but he couldn't bottle at all.
That was really bold.
All right. Wish just with the solo kill in the mid lane, going even better this time around.
Did he? It's like he used the water rune, and then he forgot he used the water rune, and maybe thought he had another like burst heal. Maybe he just wanted to die. I don't know.
Prophet, great shackle out for the Wind Ranger, but I don't know if she can actually escape. 3 seconds on that wind run, and Timbersaw just closes the gap. It's pre-5 minutes, 4 heroes in the top lane here from Shopify. Part of this, the reason you can do it is because of how good this Nature's Prophet lane is going. And they might just stick around and try and finish this one off. Oh, wait, Yamsung got found. Okay, that's a nice kill from Skem. Or a good scout from Skem there.
I was gonna say this many heroes for just the Wind Ranger maybe is not worth it to give space back to the Beastmaster, but a second kill does help, and maybe if you can take the tower, but it really is a lot of space for Fade, who was struggling up to this point, and he's pushing in a pretty big wave and catapult into the tower. So you are gonna have to go respond to this. It looks like they should be able to finish the top tower and still have time to go defend, so I guess with that in mind, maybe it is all right for Shopify.
It's actually really good.
Just remember how much Beastmaster did last game off a similar start, and I'm a little worried about giving him space for Shopify.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the Ironwood Treant there, there's no way that works, but you're able to just push that tower so quickly as a result.
Kills that courier, but that actually just baits both supports to walk back up here. They have the magic damage to kill a Wind Ranger. Frostbite into Brambles is plenty of lockdown.
Yopaj, avalanche, toss, sends him back. Well done, but you've got to get this Invoker. If he actually can close the gap here, he might be able to finish the job. Trying to bottle up here. Wish going to cut him off. Gets him on the slow. There's going to be the cold snap, the EMP, the boar from downtown. Yopaj goes down again.
Trying to get the Wisdom Rune. Oh man, there's some big stacks from Fade on this Beastmaster. He has been very consistent. There's some large stacks in the last game as well.
Oh my lord, that's a jump scare right there, dude. That's 6 stacks. 6 or 7. Hold on.
He's very consistent about stacking camps, which is an amazing skill to have when you're playing Beastmaster.
Is that 6? Yeah, I think it's 6 stacks. I'm trying to see, but everything keeps moving too fast. But it looks like 6.
There's too many creeps. It's like that mini game where creeps are walking left and right, like Mario Party, and you have to click how many there are there. You need them to stand still.
Yeah, Fade was just biding his time. He's like, yeah, you guys are going to put this pressure on me in the bottom lane. It's whatever. I'm just going to stack my camps with my boar. I'll be chill. No big deal. I'll recover. And to be fair, he's actually not that far behind currently in net worth, and he's still got a lot of the big creeps to clean up from this stack. So, plus he's going to grab level 7 axes. You know, level 7, level 4 axers. And he stacks it again. All right, yeah, this guy's gaming. This is peak Beastmaster performance for sure.
Master tier. He's got the timings down. Yamato in a bit of danger here. This is a hasted Invoker.
Ooh, well, top lane they're going to find a kill on the Treant, but yeah, bottom lane they find a better kill. Well, did they actually? He just TP'd out on Treant Protector. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that's a rough
tree.
Timbersaw was not close enough to finish the job. If he was there, it's a pretty easy kill. But the supports, the 2 of them, after using the Frostbite, just not a lot you can do. And Fade is now almost dead even with the Nature's Prophet. Bro, come on. Come on, he can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, they didn't pick anyone who could invade this easily, right? Like, Nature's is not a hero who clears stacks prior to a Gleipnir. And Tiny can sort of do it, but it takes a while, takes a lot of rotations. Timber maybe, but I mean, it's just like a little bit of an awkward rotation to go from the top lane over to the enemy triangle. So it's just not easy to contest these stacks, and Beastmaster's here freely going through them. I do like when teams draft this. Like, as soon as you see a Beastmaster, I know, you know, everyone in the audience knows, like, Beastmaster's gonna do stacks, and he's gonna clear them. So I like when teams draft to be able to steal those. Not every team chooses to do so because, of course, there's risks to it, but I do like that approach.
I'm also curious what they end up doing with the Wind Ranger in terms of her being able to clear stacks, because right now, like, Beastmaster definitely needs to play towards his Aghanim Scepter, but at some point your Wind Ranger is going to need space on that side to farm as well. So I don't really know what the play there is going to be quite yet. Maybe they leave the Ancients, but this is exactly what he did last time. He was doing this like smoke to clear both of the stacks mid lane. They're going to try and make a dive here onto the Invoker with a Tornado. Buy him a little bit of space. Nature's Prophet coming in as well. Oh, the Roar. Wait a minute. Do they have detection? They do. They drop a Sentry, but not quite level 6 on these supports. They don't even need it. They get the damage, but in comes the Timbersaw trying to finish off this Invoker. They got him. That is a massive win. The question is, can you get out? Sammy seemingly not having enough damage here on this Wind Ranger quite yet. The Frostbite into the freezing field. A nice 2 kills here for Shopify, as that should turn into the tier 1 tower as well.
Looks like they will find Yamson. No, maybe not. Okay, Timber is a little low. He's feeling a little scared to go further. Fade's just trying to clear these stacks. I mean, once you lose this mid tower, it's much easier to invade this area. So he's just trying to quickly take this time to finish this up before the enemy can get here. Oh, didn't get it quite fast enough.
They got him. Yeah, crash landing to finish the job. So they are invading slightly now. I don't know if they can get this. Oh, they're actually pretty low. They can finish off the Ancients here. In comes Treant though. Invoker's not that far away either. Tornado, EMP, Cold Snap. There's going to be the Nature's Grasp as well. Very annoying for Yopaj, and the Mortimer Kisses are out. Is it enough to finish the job? Absolutely. So punishing the greed there. You go for potentially 2 Ancient Creeps and end up losing your mid-tiny for it.
This'll come in handy.
Let's see, where's the Ags? About 1,000 gold off from the Aghanims. I think you do prioritize the stacks on the Beastmaster till he finishes the Ags, and maybe the next item like Blink or an Aura if you want, because you really like you need to make space for the Wind Ranger, and if your Beastmaster's not strong enough, he can't make space. So I do think early stacks should go over to whatever hero is going to be active first, and Wind Ranger. Her identity's kind of shifted with Whirlwind, but she really is like a late game carry now with how powerful Whirlwind is. So if she's not farmed now, it's fine. She wasn't gonna do anything for you anyway. She was gonna farm until she finishes all her items.
We're gonna see a potential movement here onto the bottom lane. Timbersaw doing quite. Oh, that is an amplified damage, but they cannot stop the Timber Chain. Ooh, that would have been a really nice kill if they could have found the Timbersaw there, but Invoker will just head back towards his mid lane.
It's stack time, baby. Get over to those camps. Fade's racing Bignum. He's like, this one's mine. He's close. Like 200 gold for the Ags. I think you don't want to fight too much. Like they could have maybe chased further, but I think you really just want to hit this Ags timing on the Beastmaster. And considering the start he had, I'd say this is a pretty good timing. You sometimes see faster Ags when you pick up a couple kills and stuff in the lane, but he had like 1 CS 2 minutes into the game. So
yeah, dude.
The
actually,
fact that he's now second net worth. Yeah, that's not
like
exaggeration.
Exaggerations, dude. He actually had 1 CS. Like, that is wild. And there it is. Aghanim Scepter is done for Fade. The drums of war begin.
So you can either look for kill with the roar. Maybe you just go for Roche. Like you make a team play bottom, take that tier 1, just go straight to Roche. You have about a minute to do that before it switches over. So that might be a bit of a tight timeline, especially because it looks like he just wants to finish this stack here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious if they want to go for like the pre-15 Roche again, or if they would rather wait for a Dire side.
Because you got to go like now if you want to do that.
Yeah, it's just a lot more difficult for the Dire team to make that, pre-15 Roche call without having the tower down. So I think you're right. Maybe they wait for the Dire side and then look for Roche on top.
Yeah, I don't think you can even do Roche on Shopify. It would take literally all 5 of your heroes like a full minute.
He's going to scout some heroes here. He is going to walk underneath the sentry, though. The tornado is actually not quite invoked yet, but Yopaj goes in. That's so much damage. Ton of damage. Wish, does he get out? He does not. Damson's going to come in with a whirlwind. Just going to try and bring down Hellscream here. He's able to do so. Yopaj in as well. Nice toss back. There's going to be the freezing field, but an overgrowth, and he has to cancel, try and run away as the Mortimer Kisses are coming through. They want Yopaj. They'll settle for Skem as the buckshot, or rather the full bore, comes in to finish the job. 2 for 1, but I think overall for Shopify, that's not that bad. Because your Nature's Prophet's still farming.
Yeah, it's a mid kill to 2 supports, and that was the full team of Apex, but like you said, free farming Natures, who's getting pretty close to his Gleipnir, and I think that's when he's interested in joining a little bit more. So just waiting for their own timing. I think you're okay with that. Pipe's pretty close on the Timbersaw.
That's a really good bait. Yopaj overextending, not realizing that they were just ready and waiting on the side of Apex, and they get themselves a freebie. He's feeling forced to make plays right now, it feels like.
I mean, I think it's the idea of picking the Tiny. We see again, he didn't really crush the Invoker, but the matchup goes okay enough, and you pick up your Blink and you go make plays. Like I think that's what they've assigned him to do this game. That's why he feels that pressure. But yeah, maybe that one was just like a little bit too far. We weren't sure. Like I was saying, I wanted a pipe builder. We saw the Timber. We're like, oh, not the most common, but he did do it. He got the pipe. It's really good. It matches the Aghanim's timing from the Beastmaster, who is actually also choosing to get a pipe, though his is still further down the line, of course.
Oh no. He just barely didn't see him. I mean, this is what we like to see out of the Invoker, right? You want to be roaming around playing into where this Nature's Prophet is. They don't manage to find him, though. As they're going to look for this D-Ward? They're not going to get it. Okay, so they're just going to have a lot of information here on Shopify to know exactly what's going on.
bottom tower is under
Wind
attack.
Rangers. Oh, she did just finish her Gleipnir.
Is under attack.
Okay, some big items being finished up here, so I feel like we should see a
Radiant's
clash
middle
pretty
tower
soon.
is under attack.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
over that
is-
Roche.
It could be. The thing is, I feel like Apex. I don't know if the Beastmaster wants to move to the top side of the map right now. Ooh, smoke's gonna pop. Amaterasu's gonna find Big Num here on the bottom side of the map. They are rotating in on the side of Apex. Question is, will you make it in time? Cold Snap is out. There's gonna be the EMP. They managed to find the big one on the backside. That's gonna be the Beastmaster. He's trying his best to heal through it, but he can't. He's all alone, and now the chase gonna go back the other way. Yamsun forced to pop this overgrowth. That ward from earlier that they didn't scout out just gives them all the information they need, and Shopify get a triple kill on the Nature's Prophet. Absolutely massive.
That's huge. That's exactly what they wanted out of their item timings. And they're actually going to find a couple stacks here to steal as well. They already took these tier 1, so I'm wondering what the play is. I kind of think maybe you just keep looking to fight. It's not like Tormentor time. You're not really a Roche team. I guess you just slowly hit tier 2s and look for pickoffs.
Ooh, Wish. That's probably a dead Dark Willow. The tornado comes out, but Wish is stuck inside the Sprout. The crash landing just deletes them. Samson can't do anything either. A 1-for-3 trade. Oh boy. It's all coming up Shopify now. Apex are a little bit split in their decision making this time. Last game, it was all gas. They found these heroes well. They're going to find Yamato topside here. Nature's Prophet has the Sprout, the Gleipnir, but he's dead. That is 1,000 gold into the bag of the Beastmaster. He's still got the drums going here as well. He could look to play aggressive if he gets a little bit of help. The Frostbite is out. Yamsun coming in to try and do what he can, but no. Amaterasu, he's providing some extra help. Toss back. Well, maybe to the wrong target. Timber Chain's back the other way. Fade, dodge it. Wait a minute. No way.
He's in
out.
so many trees. No way.
Tornado. Chakram. Can he dodge this? The
Is there a
slowest
way?
the stuns. Amaterasu. He's down to so little HP, but he's gonna die, and now Fade gets out. Shopify on multiple different pages here.
I think they're reading different books.
Dude, yeah, you might be.
Okay, that was like all or nothing. So like if you toss Beastmaster to Treant, in theory you can get both at once, right? You like go over, you hit them both. But I don't think they were on the same page on that, and
Dire's middle tower.
it actually just leads to the Beastmaster getting away. At that point, you should just cut your losses because too much time has passed and rotations could be coming in. But he still tries to finish up the kill because he's so low. It's so tempting. But the Invoker's there just in time with a tornado save.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, you needed something like that for Apex. It felt like they were really losing a lot of momentum. Those last two fights were disasters for them.
I mean, the fact that he gets 1,000 gold for the Nature's Prophet killed nearly and survives and then gets more assist gold, like, that is the best thing Fade could have asked for. He has a full pipe and nearly a blink dagger. So this Beastmaster is going to be very scary. We're going to see a Kaya, I believe, coming out on the Timber Saw here. Typical item for this hero. Wants to get that mana cost reduction, but also just the spell damage goes a long way on this hero.
Yeah, I think he rushed the Ags, but that means he didn't get the pipe, but that means he doesn't have his usual item, so kind of working his way backwards now.
Can you go on Timber Saw? I mean, this is not the hero you want to start the fight on. Fade needs to be a little bit careful as well. If you get like tossed back, or you get like tossed back into the enemy team, even though he's tanky, he doesn't have the pipe active. I don't know if he'd survive. Do we have a
Blink
BKB
is on the way for
Hunter?
Beastmaster. That could be huge because the fights they lost, Beastmaster was getting killed before the roar could come out. It was like way too late of a roar. It's couriers.
Ooh, they're gonna scout them.
Last
They're gonna
second.
jump, but they actually
The
cookie
Cookie has
right on
Natures.
top. The Natures get shackled. He has a BKB.
He needs to
but
get the
Fade,
roar off.
He's gonna try and roar him. He ends up roaring the Tiny instead, and Yamsun with the whirlwind just rips through the side of Shopify. What an unfortunate TP for the side of Shopify, the Nature's Prophet. They were trying to bail the Beastmaster out, and instead he just perfectly time stuns the Tomato.
Man, look, sometimes no matter how good you are, you get unlucky. And that, like, sometimes you just blink into the stun, you know? That is exactly what happened there. He did not get to do anything. Cookie stun into... He ended up not even being roared. The roar went on to the Tiny, but that was fine because Nature's had already taken so much damage. He just had to BKB, try to TP out, and did not make it in time.
Wow. That is a really unfortunate turn of events for Shopify. It is now a 2,000 lead for Apex. They get themselves the Aegis for the Beastmaster. And top lane Wish, he's taking a little bit of damage here. But yeah, you're right. A little bit aggressive because Fade, he's coming.
2 seconds on Roar.
Aegis, pops the pipe. Yeah, 2 seconds on Roar. He might just be fighting his time.
Right away. That's
okay,
like a 30-second long Aegis.
Yeah, that is a really dead Aegis, and then Beastmaster's dead again. Okay, Shopify, turns out nothing to be worried about. They baited. Fade just gives a huge kill bounty back over to the Nature's Prophet here. And they were just not prepared to come to this fight. Like, your Snapfire's bottom, your Wind Ranger doesn't have ult either. Well, I guess she could have, but she was farming elsewhere. They just did not expect the 5 heroes from Shopify.
I mean, I guess I didn't either. I have full vision. But good find there. Now, I mean, that Aegis did not get anything done. I guess they got the money for doing Roche. They might find Invoker.
Nice
Tornado?
Wish. The question is, can he get out? There's going to be the overgrowth from Yamsun. Mortimer Kisses are in. Deafening Blast is there. The Mortimer Kisses, they finish off the Tiny. Big Num manages to get it done. And it's a 1-for-1. I think you're okay with that.
It's a great trade. Snapfire for Tiny.
Such a good cookie tornado timing as well.
That was another one. The tornado comes out just as Tiny blinks in, so he's immediately lifted up. I think if you avalanche toss that Invoker literally a fraction of a second sooner, then that's probably a much cleaner Invoker kill.
Top lane. Yamato's going to pop the BKB, but here comes Samson with the Whirlwind. Can he actually finish off this Nature's Prophet? Oh, that's an amplified damage on the Timber Saw.
Shopify so back. They're so back.
There were 2 heroes there. They just instantly got deleted.
There were 2 core heroes there. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many trees as well. How much was that? 17. Not as much as I thought, but I guess that was enough to just like finish off both of them in that fight.
I mean, Sammy took
finish the Crimson Guard
damage.
Yeah, that'll help him finish the Crimson Guard, which is huge against Whirlwind. He just needs like another 100 gold for it.
All right, for now, I think Shopify had a little bit of hiccups, but they are still in firm control of the game. They've got only 1 tower remaining on the side of Apex, so a lot of the map still in control for Shopify. If they can find a couple more picks, they'll be in a really good spot. They have the BKB now being completed, or at least being delivered. Oh, Fade goes in. He finds the Timber Saw, the Roar. The Mortimer Kisses are there. He's not going to be able to get bailed out. The Root comes in just in time, and Terrorize not there to save him. All right, that's a nice turnaround. Both teams had like a ward to try and scout some heroes, and it looks like Apex able to take advantage of it first.
Yeah, and I do want to say, going back to the draft, we mentioned Wind Ranger versus Timbersaw is like a fine matchup, but you don't shut them down, but that she scales better. And this has been a very back and forth game, keeping it quite close. but that does mean Wind Ranger is approaching her late game timing. She's working on the Crystallis right now, and as that finishes into a Daedalus, that's when we see Whirlwind become absolutely ridiculous. They try for a play. They all TP bomb, try to catch the Wind Ranger, but she must have sensed it coming. She just backs out. Oh, they actually had a ward here that actually scouted out from the earlier Roche, I think.
Fade really wants... Oh, there's the Gleipnir out. Shackle. They kind of stack the roar into the Sunstrike. Is it going to be enough? He pops the pipe, but Overgrowth there just for safe measure. They take down the Timbersaw a second time.
It's under attack.
You can't fight without your Timber. Not only is he so much damage versus some of these tankier heroes, but he did buy 2 of the auras for his team.
Yeah.
You do not want to fight without them. So they'll just try to split the map, but Apex wants to match this. They're rotating down here.
Good disengage from Shopify. They see the TPs coming through. The Wisdom runes will be split. But also good read from Apex, not wanting to just give away these Wisdom runes at all.
What's Tomato working on? MKB to be able to actually hit the Wind Ranger. That's a good call. Tomato is at the top of the net worth. He's not outscaled quite yet from the Whirlwind, especially depending on how the fight happens, right? If you can lock her down, you should be able to kill her in time. She's not the tankiest hero until she finishes Satanic. Got about, what, 2,200 health right now, right? So it is possible to get her killed if you can find her first.
Huge avalanche toss initiation, fades onto the backside, gets the roar here once again onto the Timbersaw, but Yamato is in, just shredding through this guy, and they've done it. One hero dead, BKB's out from both cores. Samson trying his best to just delete these heroes onto the backside, but there's too much coming in from the Nature's Prophet. He's gonna have to bail out to safety. Avalanche comes in, Sunstrike on the mark. No, 4 staffed away. No one dead yet on the side of Shopify in a really nice freezing field. Curse Crown stunning up Bignum as well. Amaterasu wants to chase, but will give it up on the high ground. So Shopify really clean fight there. Just barely surviving on several heroes.
Man, great avalanche toss to start that off. They're kind of clumped, but yeah, you need the Daedalus on the Wind Ranger. She's just like not quite enough damage into the Crimson Guard without it.
Wish, bottom lane, stuck inside the Sprout, thanks to the leash, and cannot go anywhere. So really good pickoffs once again.
Both teams actually have so many observers and sentries in this bottom lane, and that's why they both think they can make plays there, but they're all just missing each other. It's actually really funny. I've never seen this many in close proximity that don't actually overlap.
They're like, haha, they definitely don't have vision.
I've got 3 sentries down here. But it's been in the favor of Shopify because of that. And in particular, I think Natures, one of the hard part about playing core Natures is that teleport takes a while and then you're there because you have no other mobility. Now, he actually built a Hurricane Pike, so he's got one potential chance to move. You have to pick the perfect spot to teleport into. And if you're in a bad spot, you're stuck in a bad spot. If you're in a good spot, then you're set up to win the fight. So actually having vision here does help you pick the best point to teleport in and make sure you're not like accidentally getting cookied into roared, right? Like we saw in that bottom fight earlier.
Yeah. We're closing in on some big items here for both teams. The MKB is done on the Nature's Prophet, which this is a huge one. We can see him just really pulling away from Sammy on this Wind Ranger. And I think part of it is because he had to spend a lot of time recovering earlier on this Beastmaster, right? Like so much of the stat game was given to him that there wasn't much for Sammy to kind of focus on himself. When he gets his Daedalus, you still might have enough damage output to where it doesn't matter because this hero I don't know, attacks 11 times for each other hero's 1. So that's what makes it so dang strong.
He's also got his 20 talent, which is the 10% focus fire damage reduction, or less damage reduction, right? So he's doing more damage. So that lines up really nicely with this Daedalus, which is just like 100 gold off. So they really want to delay this like just a little bit longer before this fight. Just trying to like power shot one more last hit. The courier's already at the side shop.
It's just tossing it as Oda Lucians.
Guys, it's
All
totally
right.
the real me. Jump.
All right, that's the Daedalus. That's a big deal.
Shopify should know. I think the Illusion should have been able to scout that.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. Roche is up. It's got the banner.
I mean, they can take this really fast. The Radiant are going to scan it, so they know that this is going on. The question is, are they going to respect the strength of Shopify and back out of the pit or not? Looks like they will for now. Fade gets cookied to safety. Nice little disengage. They're going to sit behind the pit. Amaterasu, he just goes in. A shackle will hold him down for now. A nice jump in. The Terrorize is there. The Roar, though, catches the Tiny. Samson's so damn low already. He needs help. The Curse Crown's going to summon the Whirlwind. Not doing a ton at the moment, and he's dead instead. Mortimer Kisses comes through. Ooh. It's a 1 for... I guess they lost the Natures on the backside. Yopaj goes
Both
in.
carries
Avalanche
down.
toss. Big Num. He's going to go down. Fade, he's got to do some heavy lifting here with the help of Wish, but they buy back both supports, and Shopify is going to bring them right back into this fight. Wish cannot escape. He has to stand his ground. Amaterasu now with a triple kill, looking for Fade on the Beastmaster, and they've done it. Shopify going to clean house here in this fight. It's an Ultra going for the Timbersaw.
The Roche Roar doing so much work for Shopify there. The MVP of that fight. It increases damage by 25%. And that allows the Timbersaw to do so much. Whirlwind was in a decent spot, hitting multiple cores. But actually, 2 cores is not so great to hit. Are the Timber, who's going to get armor, and then the Tiny, who has a passive that's actually going to reduce your damage once your BKB ends. Plus the Crimson Guard. It just means the Whirlwind didn't hit quite hard enough on those 2 heroes that are particularly good versus it. It was a trade because the Natures, you know, he was on the backside, I guess. And I was actually watching the win range. I didn't see exactly where Natures died. But then it ends up on a 4-on-4, but also still that Roche Roar coming in, helping the Timber and the Tiny just do extra burst damage.
This is huge. They're going to get the enemy Tormentor after the Roshan, so another shard going their way. This one for Timbersaw. Makes it even more difficult to run away from this guy now. You're now up 14,000 gold. It's looking like we might have a game 3 coming up soon, because at this point, I think you're lacking damage on the side of Apex Genesis.
The Whirlwind needs to kill the supports and
Yeah.
Natures. Like, that's
Agreed.
where it can actually do work. It's Tiny and Timber need to be kind of like, okay, we killed everyone else. Now we get those heroes. So you need to find the Blink Roar on Natures, who's the main guy who can kill the Wind Ranger if she's not on her own, like in that last fight. And then you go from there. It will be the high ground, right? That's where you have the advantage again as the defending team. Maybe it'll bait Shopify to go in a little too far.
Immediate ward drops there. They're just going to jump in. Tiny looking for the Avalanche setup. They do manage to find the Nature's Prophet. The Roar's going to come out in Sandy with the Wind Run. Again, not really finding the supports quite yet, but he's just tickling these heroes. Nature's Prophet finally goes down to Fade, as well as these Mortimer Kisses, so you're up 1 hero, but this Timbersaw is so damn tanky, and Yopaj goes in. Avalanche toss onto 2. Terrorize, not really gonna connect, but a nice freezing field.
Right on the Wind
got
Ranger!
him 100%.
Oh my god.
Dude, no way. The supports on Shopify just solo off the Wind Ranger. Such a sick play.
She took 2,300 damage from freezing field. That placement was so good because they fall in quadrants, but if you're close to Crystal Maiden, you can get hit by multiple, and she was right on top of Crystal Maiden, so she was getting hit by everything. 40 seconds, no Wind Ranger. You lost your Natures, who's your main tower damage. I guess you get the Timber Shard. Maybe you can poke a little bit. Looks like for now they're satisfied with just getting map control. And they actually have, there's no vision on the map for Apex Genesis. There's a gem on Skem, and they took this time to just move around, deward as much as they could.
We just haven't really seen the like scary Wind Ranger, right, that we've been seeing in previous series. Like, he's going in, he pops the Wind Run, but Timbersaw just doesn't seem to really care. He pressed the, you know, the reactive armor Aghanim Scepter that he has, so he just doesn't take damage at all. And he's not able to find these supports on the backside. And I think that's such a big deal, especially since they're on buyback cooldown. If he's able to just run past this front line, find the supports with the Wind Run, like maybe this fight goes way more in your favor. But the team has a hard time following him, I think, is the issue.
I think you're right. This Crimson's doing a lot in this game. I thought the Wind Ranger would be doing more. I know it's tough into those two heroes in particular, like Timber and Tiny, but it is not quite doing the damage into the Crimson. I guess Timber just is a really tanky hero. It's blocking like 150 damage per auto attack, and I think they might find Samson again here.
Cookie just barely off the mark, but yeah, Samson terrorized into his own base. Nice Force Staff to bail him out for now. Tornado, Cold Snap, EMP, Sunstrike on the mark. Yopaj is low, but he of course does have that Aegis to play with, and a BKB if necessary.
Nature's with his own Satanic. Means that he should be able to heal up through a Whirlwind. Maybe a Snapfire ult being dropped on top of him.
We've been seeing it more and more, but you have a Timbersaw issue for sure. Like, I actually don't know how this Timber dies at this point. This guy is so freaking tanky.
Yeah, maybe you need like the Parasma from Invoker, but that's still a whiles away, assuming he's saving buyback, which you probably should.
Top lane,
Nature's
Avatos, they find an easy kill. Curse Crown to chain stun up that Wind Ranger. Yamstone on the backside. He has no overgrowth. He's got no way out of this one. That's going to be 2 kills for the side of Shopify. Right outside the Apex base, and that's not a good sign.
I think you have to buy back or you're losing at least 2 sets here. If not 3, because this is a Nature's Prophet with Ironwood Treant.
Yeah, I don't know how you slow this down. Oh my lord. Yeah, that base is dead. All right, jump in. Fade's going to immediately hop through the roar. They pop the BKBs as well. The Aegis, of course, it's not there. But they just don't have the damage. They're lacking so much. Wind Ranger does catch both supports on the backside, but she's stuck inside of a Bramble Maze. Finally pops the BKB as well as this Whirlwind, but there's just no damage. That's it, baby. This game looking impossible for Apex Genesis now as Shopify just run over them in their base.
I guess this Whirlwind plan just did not quite pan out. I think that was the idea behind this Wind Ranger. I think they also thought it would outscale, but Tomato, always an exceptional farmer, massively in the lead. I know he's got like the base gold now, but even before this, he was like 5,000 gold at least ahead of the enemy team. Look, he's even TPing back away to go buy some stuff and just show back up again. Divine Rapier to finish it off. Let's go, Tomato.
Classic. All right, well, do they fight or do they end? The Roar's going to come out. They cast Tiny, a nice overgrowth, but BKB to dispel the Timbersaw, and look at the damage from this guy. The Whirlwind
the stats
just doesn't even matter. It's just so much overwhelming damage from the side of Shopify. They glad themselves game 2, and we've got ourselves a game 3 on the horizon.
That was a really scrappy one. A lot of quill sprays. You got the negative armor from Nasal Goo. get him killed off, potentially, especially with a magic burst from Crystal Maiden.
Prepare for battle.
Let's see, First Blood would really help you out. Both lanes, I guess, but especially for Apex Genesis, I think if you can find something to help you out, your Beastmaster hit a stronger timing, the Invoker get active earlier, the Bristleback in a, yeah, I'd say like pretty volatile lane over there. See if you can find anything here.
The smoke wraparound, we'll see. Ooh. Nothing quite yet. I mean, they do have the Watcher there, and the rest of Shopify is bottom, so I think they should be able to dodge this out completely.
Ironwood Treant gonna scout out the lone Bristleback.
30 seconds to battle.
A late smoke.
The Watcher does scout out what's happening. So now you have to make a choice if you're just going to get the 2 Wisdom Runes, go bottom, or if you actually want to fight top. And it looks like Skem's trying to scout out. Did they actually stay here or go somewhere else?
The battle begins.
All right. No real fights quite yet. Well, Skem's going to take a little bit of damage, but he'll be fine. Clockwork's annoying.
Manages to steal the rune. They should be able to get some damage into him. I don't think they'll kill him, but
Yeah.
it does help to get him low before the lane even begins.
Absolutely.
You should be able to get a lot more done with the boars this time in the lane. Last game was the Crystal Maiden, who was just farming them every time they came out. And they're actually worth a decent amount, so it gives a lot of gold back. Dude, one summon here is way superior to the other.
Yeah.
These boars cannot fight the treants. Just gotta put him down. So sad.
I'm surprised he's going for the boar summon at level 1 because of the treant, you know? Thinking, I thought to myself, like, maybe you just go axes or something, but looks like Fade prefers the boar. It also is a good tool at being able to slow up the clockwork so like he can't like close the gap.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a big part of it. I wouldn't have minded the axes though to like help you get some CS. That's maybe too scary to walk up to.
All right, the level 2 timing in this bottom lane is going to be really tricky. Dude, this Crystal Maiden set's kind of cool. She looks just like a witch almost.
Giant hat sets. Wasn't this one like an ultra rare in one of the recent ones?
I have no idea. It's definitely from Crownfall because it's bird themed.
I think it was one of the rarer ones. Yamson's flexing here. There's a level 2 timing. Okay, he's actually chosen to go for Arcane Aura level 2 on Crystal Maiden. This is typically the more defensive skill build. Like, you can either go QW and go for kills off of that power spike at level 2, or you go QE and just cast Crystal Nova more often while maintaining mana. And it's less about getting kills, but just securing all the CS and keeping the enemies low. And maybe it's because of the Bristleback as well, that Quill Spray.
Dude, Fade is dealing with so many things blocking him in here. Just the cogs, the sprout. Has to kind of burrow his way through those.
Ooh, Crystal Maiden in the bottom lane looks pretty dead here.
That's quite nice. Sammy's going to try and find a return kill, and he does. And that's
So
a
many
lot
wand
of stick
charges.
That's 5 quills, though, on him. Sammy, almost gets away, but
That was
manages to
he
catch
had
him right on the edge of that whirling death.
He had 8 wand charges on the Bristleback. That was a second off from being off cooldown, and maybe he turns it around if he's able to press that in time. Not only will you get those kills, but you'll also get the Lotus, which will help in the next close fight.
Wish is, again, doing quite well in that mid lane. Oh, well, a much more even lane stage this time. It's going a lot better for this, Beastmaster, which is kind of what we expected with the adjustments to the support heroes here. But Sammy is starting to struggle a little bit against the Timbersaw. Not necessarily in CS, but it's the levels, the experience after that, those 2 kills. Timbersaw has got like a full half level on him.
And this hero is just hoping to get to level 6 as quickly as possible, at which point the laning stage pretty much ends. Sammy's going to have to go jungle. Scam has rotated through. They should see this because he just de-warded them. But either way, it's going to prevent Samson from getting back to his lane safely.
He has the TP, yeah.
A good call.
An early mana boots on the Bristle, okay.
I mean, they're just looking to mana spam down here. I just don't know if it's in time. I mean, maybe if it hadn't been a double kill for the Timber, this could have worked out. I mean, we see mana boots on a lot of carries nowadays anyways who just farm with spells. Kind of makes sense. And he comes down to get the bounty. I was wondering if they might dive with him being over here, but and they're going to think twice about diving a Bristleback. And Yamson's actually going to leave to go top, and maybe they can kill the Natures. I think they're going to look to dive this Bristleback at the same time.
It's a nice pull on the wave here to make sure this catapult dies. But yeah, if the Nature's Prophet dodges this gank and comes bottom to kill Sammy, this is absolutely massive. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
All right, great read. Sammy... he's trying to get what he can out of that lane while the Crystal Maiden's gone. But Tomato reads the gank coming, steps away, and joins the fight bottom. And they might find Yopaj.
He's not level 6 yet. He has no armor and Dark Will with an amplified damage. This hero actually hits pretty hard. Doesn't get the
right
high
before
ground
get
miss
the bounty.
this time. And Wish gets the kill. Bignum gets the bounty. That's a nice kill in the mid lane. All right, looking for Yamato this time. They have eyes on him, and Samson comes through the portal. Will help find that kill. Now, in comes Hellscream. I don't know about this one. This amplified damage is still running on Bignum. Now looking for Skem, and Sammy behind the tower here just stacking up the Nasal Goo and these Quills. This is a beautiful fight for the side of Apex as Crystal Maiden's here now. Yopaj, we said it's still level 5. He doesn't have that bonus armor quite yet. The Avalanche, the toss damage is not quite there. You're gonna bleed 4 kills.
Stop coming up here!
Back to back. They're gonna TP in now on Yamato. Amateratsu's here on this Timbersaw. But do you actually find anything for this? They really just want to kill the Nature's Prophet. You're right, he is out of mana. They're just kiting him out. Wish is here on the Invoker. The Cold Snap finds the kill. Tornado onto the Nature's Prophet. This has just been 7 kills back to back for Apex Genesis. What a series of events, all starting with just a rotation of a Bristleback through the Twin Gate.
That's a really big mistake from Shopify. Like, if you just go back 1 minute before that all happened, things were looking pretty good, right? Samson was starting to get kicked out of his lane by this Timbersaw, like mid. Okay, starting to struggle there, right? But I think you were okay with where you were at. But all coming in one at a time. So this can happen with new teams, right, where the coordination's not quite there yet, but someone needed to call that off. Feeding so many kills up top, back to back to back. Wish just hit level 8. Yopaj just hit 6. Like, there's a 2-level difference in the mid lane. Fade now has Roar, right? There's like a 3k gold lead. Okay, maybe they're going to find Samson to get something out of all this.
The Wrath of Nature does a lot of damage here, but guess what? Fade's coming down. They do want to punish this Wish as well on the Invoker. Nice disruption. Tornado actually off the mark. They're looking now for the Nature's Prophet as Bignum dumps quite a bit of damage out here, but Wish, you're in a rough spot. Has to be careful. Great ice wall. Great cogs, though. Zones them out. It's time for Shopify to return the favor.
The NA Uno reverse card.
That was the
This is like one at a time
Uno reverse
rotation
card.
down here.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Sammy.
Well, Crystal Main's
okay,
dead
well, he
now.
could actually get a kill.
Sammy will get one.
He might be next, though, if he doesn't just, like, run out of here.
I like the fort on the wave. I mean, he's kind of strong. Demonic Purge, though. That's going to cause some serious issues. Skem's going to go ahead and block him in. Sam trying his best to get some damage out with the quills. He does. He gets at least a trade, but my God, we're at 19 kills at 9 minutes.
All right, easy come, easy go. 3K gold advantage. Get 3K gold advantage given away. I don't know what just happened, man. That was some peak NA Dota right there.
I can't believe that like this top lane tower dive happens and then Shopify's like, that looked pretty good. We should do that, but on their side of the map.
Bottom tower.
And it works.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
To be fair, it was a really nice play by the Shadow Demon. Like, a lot of time and spells were wasted going for the clockwork, and he just disrupted him at the best time, right? Like, Roar, completely, like, all the time for the Roar, doesn't really do much. Wish, throw through the Tornado and the Alacrity out at the same time, so, like, he's not attacking anything. It was good. It was really nicely done.
Yeah, but I also feel like Apex won that top fight, and so they felt really strong. But I don't think you should be able to, right? The reason they won that top fight is because Shopify came one at a time, and then Timber came without any mana. But Timber is still like a real menace for you, along with these supports, especially now that they finally hit 6 off those ults. So I think they thought they could take that bottom fight, but it was just a totally different situation.
Well, they really want to try and invade the triangle here. Nice Bramble out from Bignum, but Clockwork will prevent them from making it too far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're trying to just finish off these stacks on the Beastmaster. He does not want these to get taken away, and there is a hungry Timbersaw coming in. He's just going to yoink all of these. Oh, he's kind of low. Roar into the Terrorize. The Tornado, EMP out as well, but there comes the disruption once again from the Shadow Demon. The Bedlam is out, though, and we talked about it. This is why you see the Dark Willow all the time against Timbersaw. It is so much damage.
Yeah, you do have to put yourself at a little bit more risk nowadays walking in there, but the Bedlam with the Throwing Shade does allow you to kill pretty much anyone, especially someone like Timber, who this game he's actually gone for Guardian Greaves, I think, because of all the roots from Bramble Maze. Still feels like a really good pipe game, though. I'm a little surprised he didn't go back for that one.
Demonic Purge here onto Yamsun. Frostbite comes out. Hook shot is in. Oh, that crash landing damage. Securing the kill.
Coming back in here. Man, this is a scrappy one. 11 to 10, 12 minutes in. Tomato down here farming on his own, though. Hasn't chosen to actually join any of these, which means he is climbing up on that top net worth spot. Same thing we saw last game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Where's the tiny blink? 450 gold away. Not quite yet.
Definitely slower than his previous games. Looks like he finished up Phase Boots and a Soul Ring, so a slight item adjustment potentially from Yopaj to try and give him a better lane. But it is slowing down his Blink Dagger, so we'll see, you know, when this comes online, once he has it, if they're able to find something.
I like Hellscream's going straight Aghanims because he knows how good it is this game. But it is a bit greedy. It takes a while to get there. I'll see if Apex Genesis maybe take some early fights while he's still just trying to make his way there.
Top lane, they have their eyes set on Skem here. He's just farming the wave, but Dark Willow
Trying to bait this.
And Wish. I think they got... Okay, yeah. They see this. There comes out the Bedlam. Cold Snap is there. She's going to try and just finish the job herself, but Tornado comes through. Will remove the barrier, and Terrorize does connect onto the Timber Saw. Will allow them to finish the Clockwork with the TP in here from the Nature's Prophet. Ooh, a really nice disarm Sprout there. However, going to make this very difficult. Cold Snap now onto the Nature's Prophet. He's trying his best to run away. They've got the Roar into the Timber Saw. He is dead. They won't be able to finish the Nature's Prophet, but they bring the numbers on the side of Apex as the double Ags timing of the Bristleback and the Beastmaster is here.
They're going to try to get a return kill on the Invoker mid. There's the Blinker. Oh, the toss on the wrong target.
Great Tornado from Wish. The EMP is out, and that might be enough for him to get out. He's going to survive.
I think if that toss is on the Invoker, that is probably a kill.
Radiant are scared.
That was your blink reveal. Didn't quite get much out of that. How are the other heroes doing? The Timber, we saw how quickly the Timber died to the Roar. That's why I really thought he would get Pipe again since he did it last game. But he's trying to finish the Grease first, and then he's going to have to go for the Pipe. It's going to be quite a while since his team has one.
Hook shot. Finds the Dark Willow. Bedlam is out. How many times have we seen this? Does make it outside the cogs for now. A nice avalanche toss on the Invoker. Wish taking a ton of damage as Yamato is going to come in. Great Sprout, but he does get out with a Tornado and a freezing field from Yamsun's going to zone out the rest of Shopify. It's just going to be a 2-for-1 pick for them. Yopaj, a deep blink there. There is a Beastmaster with a Roar, and now Samson coming in as well. You need to be very careful of these two. But without having too much vision, Invoker being a little low, they don't want to risk it.
These two heroes with Aghanims, it's so much AoE damage. You have to be really careful how you take the fight. If you're all clumped up, you're getting shredded by these heroes.
We are very even in this game. 14-13, almost no gold advantage. We are seeing Tomato slash Yamato or Yamato, depending on which game you want to say that his name is from. He's farming. Back to the top of the net worth once again.
Are scattered.
Toss back, nicely done. Finds Yamsun here on the Crystal Maiden. That's a very easy kill. They're going to try and transition this into the tower. Hook shot in. They find the Beastmaster. Fade drops the Roar. They have the Bristleback nearby, plus the damage now from Wish. This should be a kill. Terrorize,
disruption
though.
save.
Team Pump Fade, a great disruption save. They're going to zone out the backside of the Skem. He's dead, but Amaterasu just dives to tier 2 and gets a massive win, taking down Beastmaster and Invoker. It is now up to Sammy, but a great Avatos from Yopaj. Gleipnir is out. He does not have the sustain. Once again, the Timber Saw is an issue for Apex as they get themselves a 4-for-1 rather, and the mid-tier 1 tower.
I wanted to just give up that tower after the Crystal Maiden got picked, but a great find by Skem makes Apex Genesis. They decide to try to fight around that tier 2, but right now they're just kind of hero countered, I feel like, if you don't have equal numbers. And the Crystal Maiden, she helps provide this Frostbite lockdown, the freezing field. Like, she contributes a good amount to these team fights. So without her, Shopify feels comfortable just diving this tier 2, especially with the Timber leading the way. What a tanky hero. Some of the magic damage already removed by that Crystal Maiden kill.
Yopaj hungry for more. Ward gets placed. I think they have a sentry that sees this. Yeah, Big Num's just going to take out that ward immediately. In comes the Avalanche, the toss. He gets the Shadow Realm off, and the Roar this time finds the Shadow Demon. No save for you, Yopaj. They get the kill.
Tornado catches Tomato.
Nature's Prophet needs to run. Really good Frostbite from downtown to jump in. Sammy should have no problem cleaning this one up. The hook shot does at least take out the Crystal Maiden, but now Apex coming out big winners here as they get the 4-for-1, punishing Shopify for the overextension. A really good find from Fade in the back line with this Roar.
So there was a sentry, but I think it's just a little bit too far back. So they didn't see that invoker. They thought they could just grab this Dark Willow, but it's immediately interrupted by Wish. And Timber was not there. So even though you rotate in some heroes, Timber is a big counter to the Bristleback, the Beastmaster, and he has the aura. So trying to take that fight without the Timber, just never really going to work out.
Really good usage of this haste rune actually from Apex. They use it to get 2 good deep wards placed on Shopify's side of the map. I guess not necessarily deep on the triangle one, but deep in the radiant or in the dire jungle there. And he just TPs on out. So they have a little bit of vision if they want to try and play for this mid lane tower. We're going to see the scan come out. They really want to be able to punish Fade here on this Beastmaster, but they're radiant with their own scan. Do you see this coming? So it's a really good read.
They were hoping to find Beastmaster farming here and then transition that to the Tormentor at the 20 minutes. But good read by Apex. Doing their own smoke. I think they're going to see if anyone shows up to defend mid.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is falling.
I mean, Timbersaw is pretty scary, but this is where, like, the Bristleback, once he has all this Nasal Goose stacked up on him, it becomes pretty difficult for him to play the game.
Is under attack.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're
he
afraid to
can only
commit to him
move.
without knowing where the Shadow Demon is.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the Invoker. He's actually just hunting for the Nature's Prophet, thinking he might be behind him somewhere, like farming, ready to TP. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He will eventually run into this Nature's Prophet.
Looks like it's about to happen. Yamato's heading top to farm these jungle camps. Invoker should see it.
Oh, he's got him. There's the cold snap right on top. The meatball. He's trying to TP. Hands in the air. He can't go anywhere, baby. Wish grabs the kill. Will get caught now from Yopaj. The hook shot comes in, and with this one, surely they have dust. Yeah, he's going to go down. So, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, we know that this is what you want to do on this Invoker. It's why they pick it into this Nature's Prophet overall first. And, yeah, he gets himself a nice kill bounty, forces 2 heroes to rotate, and with this, they just can go right into Roshan.
Yeah, that's probably the last time that can happen as well, because Yamato is working on the BKB, so next time he could just pop it and then finish the teleport out. Roche will be finished. Almost sniped by that rocket flare, actually. That would have been funny. If he had more levels in it, I think he could do it, but it's still a level 1 rocket flare.
We'll see if they can get something more out of the Aegis this time. Last game, he died within like a minute of getting the Aegis, and it kind of killed what momentum they would have gotten off of it. Shopify's going to pick up their Tormentor. Shard will go to Skem, so Jetpack now available for the Clockwork. One of the better shards, honestly. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I think in this game, though, you wanted it to be on Hellscream because the Demonic Cleanse, especially since he's building Ags and it's being delivered right now, you'd have 2 charges of that to throw onto like your Timber who just wants to run in, and all these roots wouldn't matter anymore. So he might consider buying it himself. Oh, yeah, I see him. He's got a Q. He's going to get Blink and then the Shard.
That's a ridiculously fast Aghanim Scepter, actually.
I think he probably has not been buying much in the way of the support items. He's like, hey, Scam, you got this one, right? Like, Ags is really good this game, man. I'm just going to farm. Is that cool with you?
Radiant are scanning.
I say that, actually. Scam's actually richer. He's been involved in a lot of these fights and getting a lot of the kills.
All right, Bloodstone done for the Bristleback. 4 staff for the Invoker. Absolutely necessary to deal with the Sprout nonsense, as well as getting in and out of cogs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yamato finished his BKB, so the next fight he joined should have an easier time dealing with essentially 4 heroes who have crazy magic damage.
The smoke from Apex, I think they see him. Yes, he does have a blink and the roar available. He should go for this in a moment. He is completely out of mana. There's the roar. The TP's coming in immediately. There's going to be a nice Sunstrike. Can they actually bail him out? Terrorize Fears
So
on
many
the back
orders.
line. A huge save here, though, from Hellscream comes in with the disruption, but they've still got the damage. They finally bring down the Timbersaw Wish incredibly low as Yamato came in with that BKB. They're looking for Hellscream now. They see him. They know he's got this Ags as well. You got to be careful. You got to deal with him. There's the break now coming through. Fade wants to find this guy. Yamato's going to TP back, and he's actually stuck on the high ground. Yamsun trying to hobble away. He's going to make it, but oh no, he doesn't. Hellscream pops him with one last Shadow Poison.
We talked about that earlier. The choice of where to TP is very critical. You only get to choose once.
Disruption's gonna save him, as expected, but in comes the Quills. Skem just dies immediately. You gotta be careful on the Nature's Prophet here as well. There is one more Demonic Purge coming in from the Shadow Demon if they want to use it, but that was just the Aegis. And now
Yamato
he's
has
gonna
no
go ahead
TP.
and turn his attention on over to this Shadow Demon. Save for the moment, a nice freezing field, doing some work. The break doing a lot, but Sammy will survive for now. He's trying to heal with the Quills, but he's not going to be able to. Ends up dying finally. Another buyback coming through from the Clockwork, but he cancels the TP as Wish. Ends up with an ultra kill in this fight, and the Aegis on Fade absolutely carrying Apex in these engagements.
If that original Nature's TP didn't get him stuck on the cliff. So he teleported up there because it looked like that's where the fight was going to break out, right? And no one can actually get to him up there. But they actually just disengage and his TP finishes and he's just stuck there, can't do anything. That means he didn't do any damage. I think Shopify should have just stopped there, but they kept trying to go find another kill. The next Nature's teleport comes in, but it just, I don't know, it just wasn't fast enough. Like you said, Fade just doing so much damage, especially without your Timber auras. I don't fight without these.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle
All right, that's going to be an RK rune for the Invoker, and a slight gold advantage here from Apex. Actually going to smoke up with this. How long until we get like a BKB on the Bristleback here?
About 1,400 more. Maybe just 1,000 now that he farmed up that camp. There's actually an amplified damage rune on Tiny too. Those rare instances where 2 power runes are in the game at the same time.
Ooh, Avalanche. They find Yamsun. They're going to try and finish him off. They get him with the Gleipnir. And the Cog's actually zoning out the rest of Apex here, so they're not going to be able to take this fight.
Alright, quick disengage after that. I think they actually, okay, they scouted that sneaky observer in the mid lane, or in the middle of the river. Get that with the jetpack. And Hellscream actually did decide to get the shard first before the blink. I think it's a good call. I think it's a really strong shard this game to just put on whatever core is going in first. And all the roots from Dark Willow, the Terrorize Fear, the Crystal Maiden, Frostbite, Slow. You can remove Nasal Goo, not the Quill Sprays though, but the Nasal Goo is a big part of amplifying his damage. Hold Snap, like, there's so many things.
Yep, they're going to jump in here onto Wish. He's got the BKB out, but the Nature's Prophet is too strong. There's going to be the Roar, though. Is it enough to finish the job? The Toss comes in, and it's got him. He's going to try and TP out. He should make it. But the Timbersaw left to Apex. Tries here to clean up. Oh, he jumps across, finishes off the Dark Willow in the process. A
Are they
nice
gonna finish
escape.
him?
He's out, actually. The break's out from Hellscream. He's got 2 heroes left. That's a 4-0. Massive find here from Shopify. It looked okay for a moment for Apex, but yeah, Hellscream's Ags is doing so much work.
Along with that, the change in build. This is not the usual build we see out of Timbersaws, right? We often see like Kaya's, Blinks, Ags. He's going full auras, and that's making him a lot tankier than I think Apex Genesis is used to. So they try to kill him there, but he is just living so long, getting out of there, and allowing the rest of his team to throw in these Conda tosses treats, throws, Nature's is tossing things around. I think it's a little bit of a bait, but Amaterasu just keeps running in first. Like, you have to look at me, otherwise I still do damage because I am a Timber Saw.
Radiant's top tower is
All right, there's a little bit of a similar experience to what we saw last game, where the Timber maybe getting just a little bit out of control, but still, it's Tomato on this Nature's Prophet,
under attack.
just massively farmed. And in this last fight, like, he perfect TPs, gets on top of the Invoker with his BKB, says, fine, I'm not gonna let you just walk away anymore.
I think finding the Invoker was a big part of why that fight works, right? Invoker, as the hero with an insane amount of spells, you do want to cycle through them in the fight. But if you are the one being targeted and killed right away, then you don't get to do any of that. The mana burn from the EMP is actually huge versus the Timber Saw and even the supports. Right? If you can actually take away a lot of Shadow Demon's mana, then he can't do much. So you want Invoker to stay alive. You kind of want to start a fight off of a Blink Roar or just Samson being at the front, tanking things up. Next Roche gets start to spawn, and or not start, it will spawn in 25 seconds, which is actually going to be in the bottom half of the map as it turns to day here in just a moment. Both teams need to get set up for that, but right now the lanes are really shoved into Apex, so they're falling back to go deal with it, but it should give Shopify the space to go set up. And every fight where they've had the vision and you can get the perfect Nature's TP, those are the fights that have gone well for them.
It really is. I think... Well... I think they just need to try and maybe gank the Nature's Prophet. It's one of those things where, like, you want to play for the Roshan. Okay, yeah, they're actually just too worried that they're going to take Roche on Shopify, so they're going to come straight bottom. I was like, it could be nice to try and gank the Nature's Prophet for, like, if you could catch him before the Roche attempt, but he's already made his way bottom. He's got himself almost an Assault Cuirass. He's about a little over halfway there. This wraparound is way too slow. They did not expect the Roche attempt at all, actually.
Maybe they did, and maybe they were just hoping for like a later Roche spawn. I think it was like only a minute time on the respawn time. But unfortunately, it was up. They're going to try to get someone on the way out, but for now, Shopify is just baiting the Timber Saw out first. They saw that Observer play, so they know the positioning of Apex. Pretty careful retreat.
The nice wraparound this time. Yopaj going through the tree. He's going to see what he can find. Wish is invis here, though, scouting it out. They managed to find Yamsun on the Crystal Maiden. The hook shot ends up getting tanked by the Invoker. The BKB comes out there on top of the Nature's Prophet, but there's the disruption save once again. I think they're cutting their losses. They are leaving with this one. The BKB TPs coming out from the whole side. Wish will make it out. That's actually everybody. They clean disengage. They only lose the Crystal Maiden, but still, it doesn't bode well for the future. Like, these fights are not going great for Apex now.
Yeah, it did cost some BKBs to get away as well. It's not too surprising that these fights are rough. That's why we were a little bit surprised to see the Bristleback come out, right? Because Shadow Demon's already in the game, and so is this Timber. The lane, you know, maybe those tools aren't in the game yet, so you can get by, but as we're now at 30 minutes in, and he has an Aghanims on the Shadow Demon with the break, Timber Saw is doing Timber Saw things. It's tough life for Samson, who's currently being run down by neither of those heroes, just struggling versus the Tiny and the Natures.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to jump in and finish him off. What a sick TP there from Yamato. And now, with him being dead for 60 seconds, they also get the Beastmaster elsewhere. This game might have just come to a close. Like, that's 3 dead. They're farming you inside the base. And without buybacks, it's going to be really rough.
There's a couple creeps here. Actually, all the lanes are shoving in. Yeah, even if you deal with one with this Fortify, bottom and top are already here. They're going to drop a banner for good measure. There should be at least 2 sets of racks. You can maybe choose to end the game, but it's a little scary because you don't know if they don't have buybacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like you're going to poke a little bit. That's your last fortify. It looks like it's going to be 2 lanes, and then the heroes will be up to fight for the last. You still have Aegis on Yamato as well for 2 minutes. You don't actually need to back out here if you don't want to. Though you could go spend your money. I'm sure they're rich after taking 2 lanes.
Yeah, right. Tornado EMP is going to burn at least some of the mana off of this Timbersaw, but they don't seem to really care all that much. They've got themselves 2 lanes of racks, like you said. They're going to continue to try and lay into him, but he's got the Aghanim Scepter active. So he's tons of barrier. Samson walking in really aggressively. The Demonic Purge. He gets pulled back in, but there's going to be the BKB, the break, doing some work, but he's still surviving for now. And now with that Bloodstone, might be able to continue to heal up a little bit. The leash from this Nature's Prophet doing a lot as he's just taking down these heroes one by one, but rooted up finally will end up falling. Somehow, Sammy is still alive and distracting the side of Shopify while they try to bring down this Nature's Prophet scam with a beautiful cogs here. But a Force Staff down to the low ground. That's not really where he wants to be. Double Force Staff back away from Yopaj. Sammy TP'd back to his base, able to help his boys here. But can they actually kill this Timbersaw? I don't know.
I think he knows that was Skem's Force Staff in the wrong direction.
Bloodstone, gonna try. Oh my
burst.
God, that burst damage. Never mind. Say maybe he heals a little bit, but they just delete him from the game. Wish. Gonna see if he can
better hope
find
there's
something.
not a sentry here. He's gonna get deleted.
I mean, he's got a BKB as well. He's gonna jump in, look for the Crystal Maiden. You Wish is like, maybe we don't have this. The BKB is out. Reactive armor active. That's a terrible way to say that. Pumped on the Timbersaw, so he can't die. And Yopaj has a full Aghanim Scepter coming out.
Shadow Demon on the way. I like that he's got an Aeon queued up. I don't think he's even a need to get to it, but he recognizes as long as I'm not deleted from fights, I do so much. Cleanse on my team, Purge the Bristleback, Disruption saves. You have to focus the Shadow Demon like they tried in that last game, but his positioning has been so good, it just forces you so far into the fight that the rest of the heroes are free to do what they need to.
Yeah. I mean, we expected this to be a pretty close series, right? Game 1 was really good for Apex. Good adjustments in the drafts here from Shopify in games 2 and 3, and they might be taking it to the grand finals to go up against Nouns once again. But a much better showing from Apex than what we saw in the upper bracket earlier, right? Like, Shopify did take the series 2-0. It was still somewhat close, but they made some cool adjustments. It just seems like this game, they're falling too far behind again.
I think Apex improved a lot in the way they played. I don't understand the Bristle pick. I think that's the part where I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they just
made this game
didn't have confidence in anything else.
Yeah, I think that made this game tough. But with that in mind, I think Shopify handed it to them with that like 7 kills in a row top, which Apex then decided was unfair and gave it back to keep it be an even game. We got a close game 3, you know.
Oh my, the Yopaj just tossing trees in, nearly deletes the Crystal Maiden, gets a couple lucky crits there. But this is
hard to see on his hero model, but he does have amplified damage.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, this is mega creeps here if they can get it. They're getting close. Timbersaw taking a beating here. Tornado will dispel the Ags, but of course you still have the Shadow Demon at any point to go for the save. Sunstrike off. Ooh,
He ended up
really? He ended up there, huh?
I think it's because the Timber Chain was maybe going and he got disrupted. Maybe it put him where he was supposed to be. That's my guess. Because otherwise, that's real weird. All right. I mean, they didn't get it last time, but you just keep going. You just keep throwing treants, poking away at these barracks.
I mean, Sammy's just dead. They didn't even need the break. They just killed him with the overwhelming damage from Yopaj. And now Yamato just getting to work here on Wish. BKB's out, but there's going to be the hook shot in, the Terrorize to try and fear out these two. But Hellscream, he's going to go in a little bit too far, get caught from the roar of Fade. Do they finish him off? They don't in time, and because of that, Fade's kind of stuck here. He's dead. He's going to buy back into this game. They're getting a decent chunk of damage here on over to the Timbersaw, but it's just not enough. You're too far behind. Triple kill for the Nature's Prophet. You haven't even addressed this guy yet. Trying to go for anything else that you can find, but at the end of the day, Tomato is still the real carry.
Yeah, they're not going to GG out. I mean, this is your last chance, but I'm not sure I see a way back into this. You're going to need to bait some people into your fountain, perhaps.
That's
You don't
best
have the
kind of bait.
repositioning. Can you buy 20 seconds for Bristleback to come online?
I don't think so. You got 10 seconds, but this damage from the Nature's Prophet is just too much. Avalanche, toss, looking for the Invoker. The roar comes in from Fade. Do they have the damage to bring him down? The Bristleback with an aggressive TP. They're going to go on him as well with the Invoker, but can they actually just prevent them from losing the base?
Yamato just kills
Nature's
Invoker
Prophet
first.
just kills Invoker. Yeah, the toss to try to get him out, but they do find the kill finally. He can just buy back TPN if he wants. Amaterasu trying to buy some space. Tornado to fell the shield. Hellscream at the ready. Will hit him with a Demonic Cleanse. Blink forward, but catches a Cogs instead. It looks like rather than all-inning here, they will respect the buyback of Wish. The kill on the Nature's Prophet. And kind of just chill.
So begins the greatest NA comeback for Apex Genesis. You're going to have to hold versus Megas, hold versus hero counters. The only way you do this, I think, is if you manage to find repeated pickoffs and just keep staggering the death timers on Shopify Rebellion. But I think as long as Shopify just, let's just back off, full reset, get all our heroes, back up, get Roche, walk down mid, like, I don't think that can be stopped.
100% agree.
Maybe Apex, if they know Roche is up, maybe they could have just gone in and stolen it. But it's very tough to do when you have Megas pushing in your lanes. All right, who's gonna queue up the Divine Rapier? Like, where are we at? What's the play here, boys?
Come on, Tomato. Do it for the fans.
Okay, if Tomato does it, that's like the one way they lose if they feed the Divine Rapier over. I see he's got it queued though. He's got Satanic Divine Rapier queued up.
Who needs Satanic? Just go Divine.
I mean, he's about to get 25 soon. You're just gonna throw these treants at the Ancient.
Yeah, we've seen what happens a couple times when Nature's Prophet gets level 25. The game very quickly ends. Because there's very little that you can do except watch these treants just end the game.
Support's trying to figure out what items to drop to take these.
Uh-oh.
Roche.
Just BKB to kill the Crystal Maiden. Why not?
That feels a little unnecessary. But I guess he's got the Aegis, and they're feeling pretty strong here.
All right. I'm assuming he did go the big boy treant talent.
Yep.
We'll see. Yeah, okay. So
It's
there's
on the way.
There's the first one. Gonna get held in place by the Bristleback, but at some point they will reach the throne. Ooh. Yopaj doesn't get the toss back.
That's a cool combo, actually. Sprout the Tiny so he can use Tree Volley.
Infinite. Wow. Okay. Well, there was a Bristleback there for a split second, and he's dead. Terrorize going to come out, zoning that, of course, Giga Treant, but the game finally coming to a close. The GGs are out, and Shopify will move on to the grand finals.
Very good recovery from Shopify Rebellion off of that game number 1. That was looking really good.